Welcome to Remnant Online Followers. Please kindly subscribe. Thank you.
I'm chosen. Who are you? I saw that trend yesterday and I was like, I need to say something about this. And this conversation is actually for those believers that believe that the foolishness of God is wiser than men. And those are the people I'm talking to. I saw the testimonies and many other things, and I saw the comment, what people said and all that. Now, I'm not saying that is the whole truth, and I'm not saying it's a lie. But I want to ask you a few questions, and I want you to think about it. So, if you are driving, and then armed robber accosted you on the road, and all you remember is to shout Jesus, and you start driving, you decide not to stop, and they are shooting your car, shooting your tire, and then you are not shouting Jesus. You are in the car with your wife and your children, and you are like, that's supposed to look like maybe your death sentence, but you are driving Jesus, your children are shouting Jesus, and then you are just driving, and then you start to move ahead, and you got to a safe space, and you came down, you looked at the car, no single crash, no single bullet. You look at your children, they are safe. You look at your wife, they are safe. What will you do? Will you say, no, this is Lamba, I must die, my children should have died by now? Are you saying that God cannot protect you? If that happens to you, will you say it's a lie? Then you will now drive back to the armed robbers and say, please shoot me, it must enter. Shoot us, it must enter. Also, what if you are accosted by kidnappers and they decide to butcher you, and they put the cutlass on your head, and the cutlass did not, you also Jesus, and the cutlass did not penetrate? And say, what kind of strange man is it? Take this one back, We say, no, I must die. This cutlass must enter my neck, I must die. You see, supernatural interventions are real. Now, mind you, in the Bible, supernatural interventions, they don't happen every day. They are called interventions. For example, the raven feeding Elijah happened once. Philip being carried by the Spirit from where he was to Azotus happened once. Jesus walking on water happened once. You see, any supernatural you mock, you delist yourself from experiencing it. So if armed robbers came at you and they shot you, and then the bullet did not penetrate, will you say, no, it must penetrate, I must die now? Or will you say, Father, thank you? Now, you did not know you will not die, but suddenly you discover that you are alive. What will you do? Don't despise supernatural. And I think that believers needs to now go, and some of the believers that mocked that process, you need to ask God for mercy, because what you have done is that you have removed yourself from the possibility of accessing that supernatural. I am trusting God for supernatural intervention. I don't want to be wasted. What is the advantage of the Holy Ghost? Now, let me say this to you. On campus, I saw cultists. They did something they called Okigbe or something, and then cutlass cannot enter their body. You stab them, it won't enter. I don't know, you know about Okigbe? And I've heard about it. This is Zakaba group, whereby they put this on their neck, then you shot them, the bullets are dropping. It's not only happening in movies, it happens real life. You see police officers and cultist guys, they'll be shooting themselves, and then the bullet will not enter. So if devil can be that powerful, so God is weak that he can't do supernatural. Are you saying God cannot intervene? Is that what you're saying to me? I'm not saying it's true. But I'm saying that can't it happen to you? Because I remember Peter was in the prison, was released. In the Bible we read, Paul and Silas were in the prison. Supernaturally they were released. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego entered fire. They were not burnt. So, are you saying to me that God cannot intervene in your case? I want supernatural intervention. I want supernatural intervention in my life. I want it. Now, mind you, this doesn't happen every day. It's not something like, but I'm saying to you that it is possible that God can intervene in your life. I want such interventions in my life. I don't want to die like a chicken. I want God to preserve my family. Somebody said a man gave a testimony that he was on the bridge, and then a trailer was coming forward, and then the car was small, and he was supposed to have a head-on collision, and then supernaturally the trailer moved, and then his car moved, and then the only definition to that is that maybe the bridge expanded. You say it's a lie, it's Lamba. If you are face to face with the trailer, and do you want to die and say, double, and then you face it and then you die? Do you want to die? If God supernaturally expanded the bridge and the trailer moved and you moved, will you say, no, I must die today? This is not possible. This cannot happen. Are you telling me that you don't want supernatural intervention in your life? Don't let us talk down on the things we don't understand. Believers, I told you this is those who believe that the foolishness of God is less than a man. Any supernatural you mock, you remove yourself from experiencing it. If somebody said that it was in the midst of armed robbers, they shot him, he didn't enter, and then you say it's a lie. If you are face to face with armed robber, and then they want to shoot you, just say, be ready to die, because you don't believe that God can preserve you. They want to cut off your head, the cutlass did not enter. You get ready that by one, your head is on the floor. But I believe in the supernatural intervention of God. We cannot boast of this. Me, I have Okibe, I have Odeshi, I have this one. We can't boast of it, but we can boast of the ability of God that when it is most dangerous, the Lord can show up for us. When things are tough, the Lord can show up for us. The Lord can supernaturally show up for us. It's possible that what you have that is not enough will be more than enough for you. Supernatural intervention. Think about this. The Lord bless you.
I am chosen. Please listen to me very carefully. The things of the Spirit are so precious before the Lord. Everything you see in the world, because we're in the digital age, it is being operated by the Spirit of the new age. It's one of the litmus tests that you must always apply every time you see anything that catches your attention. You must always ask yourself these two questions. What is in need for God? Or what is in need for the devil? As believers, we sometimes get trapped and ensnared subconsciously, but as a spiritual person, you have to be discerning by the Spirit. Every single time you see things that is flying up in the air, particularly in a generation, in a time where it's like there are layers of recurrent things that seems to create a dent to the body, you must step back a little bit sometimes and ask yourself a question. As a spiritual person who is a member of the body of Christ, the army of God on the earth, you must throw out the litmus test to ask yourself, what is in need for God and what is in need for the devil? Just assume you are the devil. You are not, but assume you are the devil in the new age. What other options do you think you would have to discredit the power and the wisdom and the possibilities of God, if not to layer that power and the wisdom of God in mere jokes? And the danger of this thing that many people do not know, as easy and as funny as some of these things are, it is gradually breaking the fabric of the supernatural consciousness in a generation. You can argue logically about some of those testimonies, but if you listen to the archive of that church's testimony, I can bet you that that's not the only kind of testimonies you find there. But don't you think that sometimes if the devil wants to derail a generation and consciously make light his power, it would create things that seems good, give you trend to laugh about it, but ultimately dissociate your soul from possibilities in your life, to the point that when you now require that supernatural, you no longer have faith for it, because you have cancelled it somewhere in your subconscious. You have to guard your heart with all diligence. As a spiritual person, you have to be so sensitive. If you look at it very carefully and you see that what is in it for God looks like what is in it for the devil is more, walk away from it. The generation is getting to a place where the supernatural no longer matter to them, because every miracle now would now require investigation, even true miracles. And that's why people get healed, massive testimonies, but when you listen very close, there's still an iota of doubt in your heart, but yet you call yourself a believer. It's somewhere in your subconscious there is a doubt that I think they are faking it, it might not truly be so. And when it becomes a trend, it's a buzz for a generation. The bandwagon jumps on it, your close colleagues jumps on it, everybody jumps on it. One of the things we must do in our generation is that we must contend earnestly, deeply for the faith. Either you know it or not, we are in battle, but the weapon of our warfare are not carnal, and many times we might be fighting carnal battles not knowing that we are in a spiritual warfare. You see it as just laughs and jokes, but hidden in the agenda of the devil is something more disastrous than what we are all laughing about. Just discredit the supernatural and let everybody make light of the supernatural. The devil doesn't have to come with big horns anymore and say, now I want to discredit the supernatural. You know, he doesn't have to do that now. He's advanced in technology, the same way you two are advanced in technology. Be wise, open your eyes.
Thank you for watching. Please kindly like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so you always get notified whenever we post a new video. And don't forget to share. Thank you.